everybody, and welcome to Off the Rack. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Ben.
Today we got 3 titles for you. A star-studded all-female
We got
series.
3 titles for playtime.
That's right. First up, Batgirl number 39 from DC Comics, and then 2 Marvel books, The End of She-Hulk number 12, and Silk number 1.
The beginning.
That's right. So we got all kinds of...
Alpha and
We-
the Omega.
That's right.
We bookend it, but like in weird ways.
Yes. I guess I should have started with Silk. And
That's
then ended
why
with
you wanted to
She-Hulk.
start with Silk.
No.
Batgirl number 39 from DC Comics, written by Cameron Stewart and Brendan Fletcher, with art by Babs Tarr. And Cameron Stewart did the breakdowns, which means he just
What's a
danced
breakdown?
behind him. So, what do we think of initial impressions of Batgirl number 39?
I don't think I liked or hated this book.
I had mixed feelings. Yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was surprised by how much I liked it.
Interesting.
Well, it's really it's funny because it spins out of the whole we redesigned Batgirl and we
Yes.
gave her a bold new direction, and it's still the same Batgirl that was paralyzed by the Joker 30
What?
years ago.
Oh.
You know.
But yeah, it's still Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, it's
right,
still Barbara
right.
Gordon.
But she wasn't paralyzed by the Joker in the
She
storyline.
was.
She got her
Spine
feeling
broken.
back?
Yeah, it grew back.
Oh.
After Flashpoint, just got better.
Oh, okay.
But it still happened.
Huh.
Yeah.
So everything changed, but she was still paralyzed by the Joker.
Yes, and she
Okay.
was still a tech wizard that did things behind the scenes on computers, but she wasn't called Oracle.
Okay.
I thought it was really cool looking, and I liked
did really dig the art in this book.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
And the art has been consistent
Yes.
from the earlier episode of Batgirl that we read. It's the same art. It's
true.
It's good.
And it's only gotten better, I think. They've really balanced the role of a lot of talky, kind of drama
Yeah.
of the book, and some of the action. And I think the action's a lot of fun to see. It's very, very, very fluid.
It's engaging.
Yeah, I thought it was... I guess one of my issues was that it was so light on action, but what was there was done really well, and there were interesting visuals when there wasn't a lot of action.
Yes.
So it did keep me engaged the whole time. My only gripe was I wasn't too interested in the story.
No, I mean, yeah.
It seemed like... It's weird. It seemed like teen drama, kind of, but I guess since she's like 34...
She's still
so-
got to be in her 30s because she's still Barbara Gordon, and all that stuff still happened. So maybe she's in her 20s.
Well,
but
no.
even still,
It's the new era of hipsters where you're like, no, I'm 35, but I'm still young.
yeah. But I act like I'm 19.
Because, I don't have to grow up. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, you
That's
don't.
kind of like how I act.
No, you don't have to. Yeah.
Look at us.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
We're not as old as Batgirl should be, but
But almost.
so one of my favorite panels actually was a blend of a gripe I had off camera where I'm like, oh, she's on her phone most of the time, where she's Batgirl on her phone and she's sitting and where most of the page or panel is occupied by the text that she's getting,
Uh-huh.
and I thought it was really cool. It was a really nice integration of both writing and art, since kind of phones and texting has kind of integrated itself into our lives.
Yes.
You can't not address that in your contemporary fiction.
Right.
And so this really does a wonderful job of blending that world of being on your phone all the time, yeah, or at least being connected all the time.
Right.
See, that was cool. There was one part of that which really pissed me off when she rode the bike up the wall. And then grappled, and the bike flew down, parachuted down, which was cool. And then she immediately got a text.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just that nice show off. I was
Yeah.
just like, you just got done riding a bike up a wall
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
grappling.
How is that less
and,
exciting than text checking your phone?
And you're just like, oh, I'm sorry.
I gotta check it.
Woo!
But that's
Yeah.
It's like everybody.
reality. That's what people do.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Depending on who you are.
commenting on the culture.
No, it's true.
So it was a realistic depiction
Yes.
of something that would happen.
And it pissed you off. So there's an
It
issue.
got an emotional response from
Yeah.
you, so it succeeded.
Oh, it succeeded.
Very effective. What do we think of the writing for this story?
It's going in an interesting spot. So the story is progressing kind of cool, but I was a little lost.
Yeah,
I was
fair
a
enough.
little lost too. Yeah, and that's probably why I didn't really like it, because I don't care about the story, and
Right.
I guess if I'd known what was going on, maybe I would have. I did think it was very well written, though. In terms of the dialogue, the characters felt very real. Everything that was happening felt very realistic.
That was one of the things that struck out to me as well. I was very
even little moments,
Yeah.
she's checking her phone and she gets a call from someone and rejects it several times. That's
what a real
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just the interactions alone, just her talking to her friends, every friend, and she has so many freaking friends, and you gotta know all their names, and who has time for that? But like, every friend has a very unique way of talking and a unique way of interacting with our protagonist, and I thought that was really, really strong.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're definitely like fully conceived characters, even though they seem to be minor characters.
Right. So overall, what did you guys think of Batgirl number 39? I really kind of dug it, and I think I'd recommend it to people who want to get into Batgirl.
I would definitely recommend it to anyone who's like thinks they might be interested in Batgirl. You probably would really like this book.
Yeah.
I might read another issue of it, and I wouldn't hate it.
Right on.
I'm not super excited about it.
I would definitely want to read more because I didn't understand exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
But the end point of the story, I do want to read the next issue and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because that was cool.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued about what's going to happen at the end of that. So
this is yet another DC book that really could have used like a paragraph about what's going on.
Yeah, I don't
know immensely.
I don't know what their problem is with not including it. I think that maybe it's page retail. They're like, we just want to have another page of action or story, which is fair. Yeah. But like, then print it on the inside cover or something. But then there's an ad space. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Marvel somehow is able to do it.
I don't know how they do it.
Despite all those, huge problems.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next book. I got no
we gotta do it now.
Oh yeah, let's do a
Cough into it.
What?
Next up, we have the end of the another volume of She-Hulk. Another chapter in She-Hulk's rich history of canceled books comes to an end.
Goes down the drain.
She-Hulk number 12, written by Charles Soule with art by Javier Pulido, and the great cover art by Kevin Wada.
Yeah.
Love the cover art. I've always loved the cover art. And if you look up Kevin Wada's art, you just find more and more great stuff to like.
Looks like watercolor to me.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's
beautiful.
It's awesome. Initial thoughts and maybe even final thoughts of She-Hulk number 12.
I hated this book.
I am not surprised that it got canceled.
I picked up the first issue and was like, no. And now I picked up the last issue and was like, oh yeah.
The art got worse.
Yeah.
Oh
Somehow.
my god, the art is... It has to be intentionally bad, right?
Yeah,
because it's such a distinct style.
It's not even. It borderlines on like losing style and just being like, I don't know.
Kind of wondering if they found out they were canceled and the guys just screw it.
Yeah, maybe. But the art is very distractingly not good.
Yeah.
Like eyes looking in wrong directions.
How about the writing for the story?
Hated it as well. I thought the characters were annoying.
Mm-hmm.
There was so much talking going on.
Well, because they needed to wrap up everything in one issue, so I get that, but at the same time,
poorly done.
I mean, there's a lot of talking.
If all you're doing is writing a novel and not a comic book, you have failed.
Yeah, as a fan of Marvel, as a long-standing reader, and as a fan of 90s Marvel, I loved the Nightwatch reference. Mm-hmm. You guys know who the hell that is?
Nope.
Short version, he's a Spawn ripoff. And,
it's not Kate.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And
that explains why Kate grabs people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nightwatch is in the book, and they do brilliant things with him. I thought that was so fun, and it was such a great twist. I'm like, what? You did something with Nightwatch? That's awesome. But that said, it's not enough.
Yeah. Yes, I did like that element where they're like explaining how he...
He's very it's so weird.
Made
that
the
character
world different than what you thought it was.
It struck me as very Ozymandias.
Oh yeah,
Watchmen, which was really cool without just flagrantly ripping it off.
Yeah,
it was just
too bad.
For me, it was too little, too late.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, the easy way to fix this is to punch the problem.
Yeah. Well, if you're She-Hulk, you're gonna punch it.
The only character who I liked was Nightwatch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like Shocker.
It's because
Shocker was fun.
He was okay, Shocker. Yeah, but he's barely
barely in it. But I love how he was just like, "What makes you think you're the only one that deserves to be good?"
Yeah.
But at the same time, I felt like almost all the dialogue was so hammy that I didn't believe any of the characters except for Nightwatch.
No, it felt like a lesser episode of The Twilight Zone. It was very B movie acting, very heavy on the exposition, heavy on the expository dialogue.
You can never get rid of all the people.
You need to explain everything.
Like Jesus Christ.
So I mean, it's just overall a pass. But does it matter? Because it's over.
Right.
You order a bunch of them, they're not gonna. But She-Hulk will be back, and she'll have. She's gonna be in a new Secret Wars book that they're gonna do with all these female Avengers. So good for her. I mean, I love the character. I love the idea that they tried for. I feel like the book suffered a lot, and I think, for me, the book suffered most in the art.
Was she?
The art was really...
How much law happened in this book?
A lot. Oh no, Charles Soule, I think he is a lawyer. So he knows the law. He's up on the law, but he knows that way of balancing that kind of drama, of having action. Because he also wrote Death of Wolverine. So he knows how to show us action, and he also showed action in the courtroom. And the books that I've read of She-Hulk were cool and fun. Kind of. Anyway, let's get out of here.
Yeah,
so we don't recommend this.
No.
And finally, Silk #1, Spinning Out of Spider-Verse, written by Robbie Thompson with art by Stacey Lee. This is the Dan Slott created, Original Sin-inspired, Spider-Verse starring spider character Silk, a character that I hate and can't stand. I have not enjoyed her character since she was created, and I really didn't enjoy her character in Spider-Verse, so naturally let's read her fucking story. That said, what do you guys think of this book?
I had fun with this.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I have not liked the representation of Silk earlier, but I thought that this was the best I've seen her.
Easily. I enjoyed this book as well.
Yeah.
I thought that it was fun, and the character was finally written with some dignity and grace and interest.
Yeah, and not just as a background character for Peter Parker.
No, and I actually really like the way in which this version of Silk, who is totally different from every other version of Silk, actually handles that really obnoxious connection with Peter Parker.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they're kind of writing Spider-Man out of it, but also can't help but put him in it.
Right.
Because people are going to buy it.
No, you understand. We can't just have a book with Silk. We have to put Spider-Man.
Well, he's got to be in it, because who's not going to buy
the
it?
moments that they have Spider-Man in are great.
They are, yeah.
He
they're
is
classic.
written perfectly in this book.
What are you
Their
doing?
interactions
You busy?
are awesome.
I am real busy eating a sandwich.
What do you think of the writing for the story?
I thought it was good. I thought it was very good.
I liked her voice
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
First time
Yeah.
that I did.
There was a couple times where I was like, come on, it's enough. The insecurity and am I doing this right? Is this where I should say something witty? I'm
Right, okay.
I've had enough of characters saying that to themselves.
This was a lot of fun. So, what do we think of the art?
The art was competent, but it didn't really wow me.
I really enjoyed the art. I thought it was, and maybe it was more the coloring. I don't know. I might get distracted easily by colors. I thought it was engaging and fun.
The colors were vibrant, I will say that.
Oh, definitely.
And the flashbacks were nicely done in a nice, more subdued tone.
Oh, yeah.
Like a sepia kind of thing.
Well, yeah, it's very flashbacky.
Yeah.
It's something they like to do. It's funny. When I was reading it, Tiffany looked over my shoulder and she goes, "Oh, what webcomic are you reading?" And I was like, "Yep, that's what it looks like. It looks like the best drawn webcomic you've ever seen."
Okay.
And it should be. Silk should be a webcomic on Marvel.com. End of story.
That's fair.
Don't sell this. Make it a free comic and put it out, because it looks great and it's fun to read, but it's going to be canceled in 5 or 6 issues. That's the end. There's no way Silk either makes it out of Secret Wars or is relevant after Secret Wars.
Yeah.
And so everything you're building here is caught under the looming shadow of the retcon.
I'm hesitant to agree with that, just because I think they could take the characters in interesting places, but that's me hoping to see this character do more things, because I've seen so much of Peter Parker. I'm up to here with Peter Parker.
Well, you're getting Miles Morales, so
Right.
That's great. I'm up to here with Spider-Man. Miles Morales, Peter Parker, Doc Ock, I don't care.
Yeah, I feel like the problem is they don't need Silk. They have another young female
Oh, I'm
trying to make her way.
I am much more interested in Spider-Gwen coming out.
Oh yeah.
Well, I wasn't even talking about her, but
That's
there's
another
another
Ms. Marvel.
Ms. Marvel. So
Ms. Marvel is the new Spider-Man.
yeah. So I'm just I don't think there's enough room for her, for people to, maybe I'm wrong.
Well, it's weird that they're deciding to go to start to try and pass batons to younger generations now. Instead of why didn't they do that a year or two ago?
Yeah.
And why didn't they just give baton passing young characters like Young Avengers or Runaways good, competent writers, and then let them take over? It's almost like they're transitioning Marvel into a younger world of people of Silks and Ms. Marvels and female Thors and Black Captain Americas, and everyone's new and fresh and interesting. And by the way, a lot of those books are really new and fresh and interesting.
Yeah.
But it's weird they're choosing to do it now, right before the retcon. It's almost like they're testing it to see if it would work. in a new landscape.
So
And
that,
if
you
it
know,
doesn't, we can erase it and
and don't worry, Spider-Man's young and it's cool.
We'll put her back in her bunker, and you don't have to see her.
Or we'll just make it so that like the spider never bit her and she had a happy ending. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
so who knows? But this story, I like it. I like her journey. I've seen it a million times. I can't find my family, but like the art's good enough where I'm like, ooh, I might want to read more of this. So I will.
Yeah,
Silk.
yeah, I would recommend it.
I hate the name though.
I recommend as well. Yeah, dumb,
Silk is so stupid.
dumb name.
It's just enough.
Well, I mean, it has to be sexier than Spider-Man.
Oh yeah. Well, you can't call her Spider anything.
Well, you can't call her Web.
You can't even call like Spider Gwen. Like she has a secret identity.
Yeah.
So you can't because her name is Spider Woman in her universe. But there's already like 8 Spider Women.
So you can't do that. So what were they going to call her?
Nothing. They gotta call her Spider
The
Gwen.
fans call her Spider Gwen, so it's Spider Gwen.
It's like
Yep.
it's like Peter Spider.
Yeah, it's like Spider Parker. Dumb. Anyway, that was Off the Rack for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. Click the sensation here to see every episode of Off the Rack we've ever done. And click in the description box below to go to our TeePublic store. Check out some rad shirts we got in the store. And we've got some original designs there. We've got some personal picks we enjoy. And so there's a lot of cool things you can pick up there. And it helps us out as well. So we'll see you guys next time with an all-new Off the Rack. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
And not bad.
So long, guys.
Later.
Bye. Like, it's kind of fun, and the art's good enough where I'm like, ooh, I might read them. Bleh. Nope. Burped. And yawned at the same time.